Yes, subscribe. You always dey watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wetin you get for do, press this red subscribe button and then you come over here and press this bell. To the bell option, press this one with all. E don done. E no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you dey support we for make we do more. Thank you for we don help we for share this program. Yeah! God bless you.
The journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. 3 years on, the SLPP Paupa government don't set history and continue for the add more notes na the history book. At first, it was the election of the Speaker of Parliament, where some school of thought don't tag him as an imposed speaker. Police presence where some police presence in the Parliament for forcefully pull parliamentarians na door. The Padema Road prison saga, violence na Tombo, Lunsar and McKinney, merciless corruption in the country. The local council non-partisan bill, riots by students na IPAM, killings na its Hastings, Connaught Hospital saga. Riotous conduct by parliamentarians na the Bintumani Conference Center. Riots again of recent by bike riders, etc., etc. Things are falling apart. The center cannot hold. As we approach 60 years in the next 2 to 3 days, many issues don't they come up. It really don't come. 13 political parties in opposition don't decide for this bitter medicine for the sake of sustenance of democracy and good governance. We make the provision for make them come together and say, push, don't come, pan shop. With this background, I want to welcome you again to another time with the National Grand Coalition, NGC, where they meet you on Africa Young Voices Television, Channel 33 and on Radio 101.7 FM. Today we want to discuss on the recent setting up of the consortium of progressive political parties, COPPP. Inclusive governance is an indispensable component of a healthy democracy, and therefore political parties must be fully involved. Me and Dr. Domari bring this program to una, and I want to say good evening. Okay. I allow to make una tell family them I do. I want to start with you, Mr. Jesmed.
Yeah, good evening, Fambo. Mina Jesmed Fudimami Suma, the National Organizing Secretary of the National Grand Coalition.
Yes, Mr. Songa.
Fambo, good evening. Mina Tony B. Songa, the National Chairman for the People's Movement for the Democratic Change Party.
Doc?
Mina Dr. Richard Conte, one of the members of the Outpost Congress Party.
We want to start the program proper, and as I said, the background for the discussion today and the setting up of the consortium, where don't they make rounds even as social media and as salon people they not. We want to talk small about the formation of the COPP.
Okay.
Waiting actually give the rights to una coming together. I want to start with who that will go first? Okay, make us start. We will go so. Let's start with Mr. Suma.
Well, it's not a matter of right, because we all get the right for associate as the defined under our constitution, but it's a matter of the necessity for save the soul of our republic. If you see political parties, then we've been there at loggerheads yesterday, decide for put the differences together and able for take a unified front, don't show say the threat with the Paupanistas and they pose to this nation is far exceed the differences we will get among ourselves. So if people are not really understand the gravity of the threat with this Paupa government, because you know they call it SLPP government too. They hijack SLPP. People in the inside SLPP today, if they get away, they want to kick them out right now. So that the Paupanista government, we they call them. This Paupanista government, the threat we pose to the survival of this nation, to the peace and democracy of this nation, is so serious. It's so serious. It make people the way we get differences yesterday, put them differences aside. People in the inside SLPP right now, where they feel aggrieved by the bad leadership of this government, to the point that they all decide, say, we for come together, and then they support we. People within inside SLPP, then they support this consortium with the think so, for that will save the soul of the nation. Because if we lose the soul of the nation, we will have no nation as existing as a Sierra Leone. So anybody will feel like, say, elect Salone. I don't say whether you love your tribe or you love your party, if not Salone now you elect, this is not the moment for rise up and put forces together, put two differences together, be it tribal or regional or political, and let we come together, we get rid of the why we don't come pose a threat to the survival of a nation.
Doc,
that's the reason for this
anything for hard to waiting Mr. Sumari say?
Well, I want for first of all start to say I endorse everything what you don't say. And for really talk say, when a country you look forward in a few days for celebrate 60 years, we'd expect say we for don't mature in several aspects. And some of the gains what we don't get in democracy over the years, we they feel say by now we for the entrencher. Regrettably, what they see now a reversal of all of the gains and the things that really happen so terrible. So therefore, if you get to a point when somebody begins to say, wait it will benefit me if I continue for the operating in my own silo and forget to look at the bigger picture. So these 13 political parties that we don't decide to say, maybe for the common good, for the interest of Sierra Leone, let me come together, let me begin address issues of national concern. Let me begin think alike. Let me begin see how we can complement each other. And in the process, we go build mutual confidence and trust in each other. We go sabi ourselves better. We go understand each other in position better. And we go really know, say, there is out there a threat to the democracy, a threat to a country survival, a threat to the very existence. And so if we want to deal with that threat, we need a concerted effort for dealing with them. I believe we could begin come together.
Okay, Mr. Songa, from the PMDC angle,
yes.
I will ask you two in one question. You know, you feel say this timely, and people that already listed we on radio and also the watch we on television go on for know the importance of this consortium.
Thank you very much. The consortium important for Sierra Leone. We are found members of the consortium. We don't begin for 4 or 5 months back, way back last year. Because we don't see them, things they go out of hands. And we all now we get Sierra Leone. Though we know the governance, but if not a responsible government, we're not a listening government, therefore if they listen to we not there for embarrass them, we're not there for torment them. We're for give them backup for Sierra Leone. Let's go Sierra Leone. Now, we don't from this consortium. Many times we disagree for agree. For make we team up strong. And we take with time. Take with real time. We don't bring a lot of issues we get for deal with Sierra Leone. Government don't take issues, they don't take actions. They don't they consult nobody. Not even the least man at the least village. They just say, we don't sit down, they see press releases, as a president, a lot of things that happen. The constitution of Sierra Leone has been abused for way too long. So we don't decide now say we have to put a stop to it. A lot of things on day where we don't massage. We don't follow the consortium, we don't go far. Far international partners they know about we. We don't do a lot of things with the right, with the talk to government. If they're responsible listening government, therefore don't get orders with we. If they get orders with we, so therefore don't do the good will and the good dividend. But they don't listen to we, and as much as they don't agree for listen to we not go relent. We want to save Sierra Leone from dictatorship. We want to save Sierra Leone from anarchy, because a lot of things happen. First and foremost, I bring British from the provinces. I just come up from Kenema Bo. With the same consortium, we don't deal, we don't go, we don't talk to people. We put them there, we pity them because they don't even know what they happen. They don't get idea about governance at all. Decisions so government then they give the impression saying that on behalf of the people they take decisions. You take decision of the people they don't know what they take decision for. We don't consult them, we don't talk, they don't even know what they go on. People sit on radio, they sit on television, they talk blah blah blah. But for once, let us be very realistic and let us fear God and save Sierra Leone. So Sierra Leone belong to one person, no political party, one political party. You go address some people that say, oh, APC they said the consortium. No, it's not about APC, it's about Sierra Leone now. It's not about no political party now, it's about Sierra Leone. And if we not begin for do what we for do now, trust me, there will come a time people run away from this country. Because it is very serious. And I say with all seriousness that the consortium is holding and it's moving on. We don't spread out the provinces. That we don't tell and say we are not coming here for destroy the government. We don't disturb them at all. But just they put one or two, cross the T's and dot the I's that this thing when I don't say when I want to do for these people, did they consult them? It don't be a slap that they face. A lot of things that happen we're not supposed to happen. There's no peace in this country. The country is on a threat, it's on a red line, where it's not good. So we don't synergize. They'll come together as a nation. If you're governance, we have no problem. We appreciate you. We bless you. We pray for you that you rule well. You get the fear of God in your heart and govern this nation well and control the people well. What you do the people they give them.
So what in actually Salone people then for expect from the formation of this consortium?
What is there is left from the consortium, from the formation of this consortium?
Yeah.
Good governance. Then I want to take the power to the people. The consortium they hold. First of all, was not to alliance, not to coalition at all. It is a consortium of progressive political parties, like-minded people. For Sierra Leone, not for one political party. It will interest you work in whole meetings. We get there from monitoring on it. Disagree to agree. We go lunch, we go breakfast, we go lunch, we go dinner, come back. Until we see say this it will fit the people. At times we then the meeting we call the provinces. This is how we want to do. And political parties represented all over Sierra Leone. To the least village, they are members of our people. And we consult their intentions and the aspirations. We talk on their behalf. We are talking on behalf of our people in this country. We love the government. We love Sierra Leone. I want to see Sierra Leone grow. We don't suffer for way too long. With the 60 years, what is right? What is there to write home about? We are in total darkness. We are in abject poverty. We don't tire. We wouldn't say no, don't tire. We get video clips, we get footages, we get audios. But as with the flow as a consortium,
yeah,
we'll get from me the people.
Okay, but just made yes. A lot of things that happen over within these 3 years where this, as you say, the pauperistic government, they in power. We don't see this consortium, don't they speak on issues of national interest, where one of which are the local council non-partisan bill, yes, the census, and also the cyber crime bill. When I feel the government actually go listen to Una, and I go allow you small for make you delve into some of the reason why make Una feel the government for listening to Una.
Well, first of all, I want to people understand, say, the political parties and the opposition don't write letters, don't send press releases, don't make overture to this government as individual parties. They don't try for support this government for let it succeed. No party, not the way undermine this government. They don't lie by you say they undermine them, they lie. And after all the efforts, then they don't fail. We all don't go back to the drawing board and realize, say, collectively we represent over 70% of the population. Why we for Sudan and allow a government, we get less than 30% support of the population, they can make dictate things to the rest of we. violate we constitution, pass bill them by an illegal speaker, we constitutionally illegal, pose threats to the survival of we democracy, to the peace and stability of this nation. With the hope, say, out of this consortium, the common sense with this government lack, somebody go call and say, "Una listen, oh," because to be honest with you, say what you may about the leadership of APC, they have exercised a lot of patience, and I want to commend the Secretary General. He's a well-experienced person, and the level of patience we don't exercise, way they follow politics in Africa, na certain country them, na explosion we don't get in this country. So I commend the leadership of the opposition parties for the patience we don't exercise all this time. But it is clear, and I want to say this part in English because I get some few foreign dignitaries that will listen to this show. And I want the nation to know that this particular government do not represent the interests of the people of Sierra Leone. As far as we are concerned, they hijacked a political party, imposed themselves. We know certain individuals that had a signature into the civil war that happened in this country. And we know their mindset. And because of the way they've been acting within the past 3 years, we know exactly what they are intending to do to drive this nation back into chaos. And they feel so emboldened. But I want them to know that there was once a time a Charles Taylor. There was once a time a Saddam Hussein. There was once a time a Gaddafi. So however emboldened you think you are, however you think you have control over the forces like Blaise Compaoré had in Burkina Faso, he ended up running. We don't want this government to reduce us into chaos. We don't want this government to come landing crashing, because that's the road they are leading this nation to. We want a responsible and respectable government that cares for the people of this nation, that runs itself as a servant of the nation, not dictators of a nation. They voted to elect a government, a civilian government, not a junta government. They cannot sit back and allow these guys to run us as if we're in a military jungle. There are systems in place. There is a constitution to follow. These laws, especially when it comes to the issue of the census, if there are other things, that needs 3/3 majority of the parliament. We cannot have some kangaroo way of trying to push on the bills at the expense of the peace and stability of this nation, and we sit back and allow that to happen. No. And they think they have control of the army and the police and every forces to bulldoze their way around. Let them ask Nigeria.
The people's power.
Yes, let them ask Nigeria. Nigeria is still fighting a small group. For donkeys, Nigeria is 10 times, 100 times powerful than any government you can have in Sierra Leone. So why would you want to reduce the nation to that level? And that's the reason why they ought to listen to us. We're not begging them to listen to us. We're trying to put common sense into them. And we're hoping that the international community that are watching this show now will pull their ears and put sense into them. Because the opposition have exercised a lot of patience. And I really commend Honorable Alaji Ansane and Dr. Anes Kuruma, because considering the number of people the party has to control in this nation, they've pushed us to the nerve, and especially the APC party. These guys need to listen to us. Okay. And that's why we're here to put the message down across to them. Okay, Doc, make a bring you come inside small. In real fact and consortium, real salon politics, we not ever see it, you know. And by all indication, with the setting up or the formation of this consortium, it's like not a merge on a merge. No. Okay. It's not a merger, right? And how long we get for see this consortium? And for just on issues raised, or we get for the see anything in the more or distant future?
Well, we not to fortune tellers. So we're not going to be able to tell you exactly how things can get evolved. Just like how maybe 6 months ago, nobody not be imagine, say 13 political parties, we be there at each other's throats, will come together to take such a position against this sitting government. But I believe, say, what people if I expect from this consortium going forward is that we go hold this government accountable every step of the way. The rampant corruption will take place will not go allow to continue. The way in which for every single opportunity where they get now for kill innocent Sierra Leoneans. Ordinary by-election na Kailahu, then kill for the Mori. Ordinary land issue na Hastings, then kill Alpha Kago. Ordinary generator, 1.65 megawatt generator, then kill over 6 people. Whatever the issue, I don't know, they kill hundreds of people in Pademba. And worst of all, no attempt they really make for even investigate such issues and for bring the people to book. They don't make the constitution of this country don't become useless. Standard procedures, standard practice, internationally recognized norms, even in how parliament supposed to operate, are not applicable in this country. I mean, you can come send police into parliament for brutalize parliamentarians. It's unthinkable. It not they happen. And we therefore make sure say, the people they need for get a voice. And we membership don't come together and say, we go give a voice to the people. We go make this government, whether they like it or not, then get policy. We not go allow them for use the vestiges of power for bulldoze we and lead we into things we're not good for this country. Take for example the midterm census. Totally uncalled for. Of course, I mean, whatever they try for pass now, parliament for pass, because they need 2/3 majority, which they will never get. But that besides the point. Why did they try for force me into a midterm census? We're not going to change anything. Apart from maybe try for maybe use them, forget their 2 extra districts where they have create or the 17 extra parliamentary districts where they have for create. You know, they work. They are simply not ready for the census. I think by now they for don't shame. If you don't make a proclamation, say I will go do something at this time, if you don't think it through, if you don't know say you get everything in place for do at that time. The time can December 4, it not happen. And the president be supposed to come back and do a new proclamation. But this time, it transfer in powers to Sierra Leone that then give proclamation now of a new date. That in itself is unconstitutional. That in itself is treason. They take upon themselves the powers of the president. They give themselves a new date, April 19. We tell them, say, in order for work. They're not ready. April 19 can again, this time, indefinite suspension. We don't even know when again they become. And as if that's not bad enough, as an afterthought, then now, after we don't draw their attention to that, they now want to go back to parliament for go correct a mistake for a thing they don't do from July last year. And you know why did they do this? Because all the expenditures, when they don't incur so far, are illegal expenditures. By right, therefore refund everything back to the state. Because it was not authorized, it was unconstitutional. Because they're supposed for them clear the statutory instrument, get everybody on board, and before they begin to spend, they don't do it. Now they want for just, I mean, force we into it. You know, they work. We all know, say, this issue about social media, this issue about cybercrime, we all conscious of that. We all know, say, steps need to be taken, and they take it all over the world.
Okay,
but you know, we use that, they might just finish.
Okay.
For now, give powers to one individual or one institution at the expense of the entire country. So we, as a consortium, they say, this not will happen again. We will force them for follow the rule of law and do waiting right for this country go on before.
Okay, I'm fortunate for attend the press conference where press briefing we organize on this past Thursday. We're going to make our own for just read some extracts from the press briefing to fumble them with the listing we. Members, say yourself, therefore add your voice to the program. You go send your text message to the number 078 330299. There with me in the studio, I get Dr. Richard Conte of the APC. I get Mr. Tony Songa from the PMDC, and also I get Jesmed Fode Suma from the NGC. We'll talk on the consortium of progressive political parties. I go for open the phone line after the press briefing. I will read an extract from ma'am. You go call on the number 025-271-959, and also yourself one for add your own contribution at the program. The number again is 025-271-959. Okay, the press briefing as he read that the 22nd of April 2021 dated, he said, we have come to the conclusion that our hard-earned democracy and the rule of law are under serious threats due to the increasing autocratic tendencies of the current SLPP government observed over the past 3 years. Unfortunately, opposition political parties, which represent over 50% of the voter population of this country, have been systematically sidelined and ignored in the preparation of key policies and laws. One example is the decentralization policy that was approved by Cabinet in December 2020. Although the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development claimed that there had been nationwide consultation on the policy, opposition political parties were never included in the consultations and only learned about it on national news and the electronic media. That's the leadership that of the consortium of opposition political parties are not recognized as being among relevant stakeholders across the country speak volumes of this government's attitude to the opposition. The consortium of progressive political parties will also like to draw attention of the press and the general public to the SLPP government's constant breach of procedures and their regular practice of stampeding bills and other sensitive issues through Parliament without the benefit of thorough scrutiny and debates. It goes on, it says, government, another striking example of disregard for procedures is the midterm census. While the law provides for the president to call for a national census whenever he deems it necessary, the correct procedure is for such a decision to be taken to Parliament in the form of a presidential proclamation that will make the entire progress legal. This other side is saying it is evident that the fracas in our Parliament on 19th April was totally unnecessary and could have been avoided if a short break had been taken for the required consultation with political party leaders as required by the opposition. The third issue was that the proclamation was laid in the absence of the mace, the ultimate symbol in Parliament that objectifies the authority of the Speaker. I think it's bulky, so I'm not able to read all sides. This other side is just to say, this undermines trust. That's the talk about this census. It said this undermines trust and leads to strong suspicions of a gerrymandering motive for this census that would undermine democratic principles and entrench the ruling Sierra Leone People's Party in power against the will of majority of Sierra Leonean voters during the next general election. In fact, it has been alleged that the whole purpose of this census is not about economic development, as the international community has led to believe that rather to create 2 new districts in the southeastern regions and 17 new constituencies. Okay. In conclusion, we, the members of the COPPP, wish to emphasize our concern at the rapid pace with which the SLPP government is reducing the democratic space, eroding democratic principles, transforming the police into a tool of fear and oppression, choking opposition and multi-party democracy in Sierra Leone. Okay, I'm not going to read it all because of time. Fambo, call on the number 025-271-959 and ask your question to the guest them way they in the studio. I want to go to you. Mr. Jesmed. Okay, I go ask this question individually. Make us start with Jesmed. What are the benefits where you feel say the NGC get for upon this consortium?
Well, the fact is that the NGC only exists if Salone exists. And the reason why NGC is part of this, now for save Salone, because if we not save Salone, then there is no point talking about NGC. We don't want to reduce this nation to the chaos we don't pass in the civil war, where all man begin run away out of the country. Because the road when this misdirection with this government they take we directly through that road they bulldoze themselves. You know, this Bagbati issue, where something for supposed for in a parliament for get 2/3 majority, then feel to say then can just bulldoze and without consulting anybody.
For this call. Somebody don't call. Good evening and welcome to the program. Time for NGC.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Your name and also the call we from.
Hello. Okay, good evening. This is a caller from Brookfield. Pardon me, I get cold while they talk right now. But my concern, I really appreciate this, the consortium with the to for look at issues, right? Very, very important. But to be honest with you, now somehow it disgrace to the APC. With all due respect to Doc within our studio, this that program the way the APC for don't do, not to NGC, we are just a young party. They set some kind of place here, then they can sit on the platform, right? Now you know we expect APC for take a new form of opposition from the way people have the fear seen that fed that corruption with this way is very, very unique. By time na radio station, by time na TV station, right? Can't you don't address issues there, educate people, let people that they do. It also the serve as campaign for now in the long run. Not only the saying it should be used, but this the one the way they decide who that they win. Now we the people the way should also we no know it who that for vote for.
Okay.
When sometimes if SFP the blunder then can we as you say NGC the portray something we make, I would prefer NGC than SLPP.
Okay.
We will sit on the fence, that 10 or 15%. Now we decide the winning.
Okay,
and
thank you very much. Okay.
So I'll come back to this benefit issue.
Benefits.
Now, once we're able to stop this government, not for leading into one party state, we all know one party state, how it will end up for destroy the country. And that in the driveway. Some of the bills that don't put present in the parliament, now exactly that kind of thing they try to do. So we not are they against, as a party, the NGC not there against economic development. We're not get against development plan in terms of this census. We don't begin for understand, say, then they allege people in the area say they want for create additional districts and additional constituencies. We need guarantees from the government in writing with the opposition parties that they're not going to create new districts and not going to create new constituencies.
Okay, good evening. Your name and who side you call me from?
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Your name and who side you call me from?
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Your name and who side you call me from?
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
Go ahead.
You get me clear?
I got you clear, loud and clear.
Okay, but this is a call from Gambia.
Okay.
Here, they get Sierra Leone and APC. That's why if they not take time, this country, they won't go into war. Mind you, they rule for 10 good years. Never they still watching. If they want to don't why? Say their own time reach. They make so, when they make so, they make so, when they make so, they make so. And when God makes the world, all man get in time. When time don't do, he don't do. When this are like they make in time to what's the one? Who they take them, then they don't start full take time.
Okay.
So anything we do one day is one day.
Okay.
But if they go so, they go so, they drag this country into war. If they want to cap, if they want to beat the layman.
Okay.
They take them, then they don't why?
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I think you will.
Yes, so that now one of many benefits they get out of them for stop this government, not for divide this nation. And this issue about not only the census, but the fact say they want for pass a bill, we was passed the one we then repeal. So as man sneeze so man can arrest you, go lock you up, and say you don't do something for violation. You point something on social media, WhatsApp, like how people get the freedom for talking on WhatsApp. Now, all anything and the way other countries they enjoy, now Ghana, I mean, they call it man country, I wonder we talk inside Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, and inside and they still respect the democratic right.
Okay.
They're able to talk freely and freedom. This make at least in one interview, one young opposition spokesperson for Ghana, the way they go for the president. Now, in the way one can destroy, one legalize dictatorship inside that building. We don't allow that.
Okay. Until I go for this other call. Hello, good evening. Your name and who side they call you from?
That they call from Duatat.
Okay, make your points.
Yes. Sometimes the way people they misunderstand, when sensible people they come together and make arrangements, they don't understand, and then they make sometimes a sarcastic comment about that. I hear somebody they blame APC, then if we don't do this kind of thing, and let's sit on and you know, it's an APC idea about this consortium. You know, you never know who have the idea about this consortium. Once now something where they benefit the country, never mind whose idea it is. Then one of the panelists, they talk about then I want to bring one party state now. Impossible. If APC not able to bring one party from Tiakatibi in time, where the world is dark, so dark that nobody knows see anything. Now they talk about one party. There's not this 21st century. APC not able to make a one party. Now SFP go bring one party. And no one let people mention that kind of thing there. It's so impossible that if you fancy for talking so there you go get things. It's not possible. Then lastly, this census where we talk, exactly what one of the panelists talk, Naomi said they think of, because APC they make a census, they form 2 new districts, they form 20 parliamentary seats. Now that's exactly the way I said one do. So how people will be so narrow-minded? We left it on APC make them think they all 2 districts, 20 parliamentary seats, and still they lost. What guarantee you get for say you said they make census, you make 50 parliamentary seats and 10 districts, then you go win. It's not possible. If you are not, you are not. That's so Emerson talk. Let them forget about that idea.
Okay, thank you very much.
I will call back.
No problem. Thank you very much. Doc, make up when you come inside. The benefits.
Yeah, The benefits for we inside APC lie in the fact that there's always strength in unity. And we believe, say, the achievement of the ultimate goal for redeeming this country, for bringing peace and stability in this country, is a hinge around unity. So, for we, if we able to bring unity amongst opposition parties, we believe that this is not a big benefit. You know, the APC don't exercise a lot of patience. I'm glad we just mentioned that. A lot of patience, and sometimes they even take it for granted. But believe it or leave it, I think push don't come to shove. The German would say, ich habe meine Nase voll. And I want to say, to some of the questions that they ask, you know, that are true. For say, if you look at all the actions of the SLPP so far, and you set her against the things them in the reports after the war, we lead to the war. Okay. You see a repeat.
I'll just continue 1 minute today. Make we go for this call. Hello, good evening. Your name and who's you calling from?
Yeah, good evening, sir. It's a moment I'm about.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I want to tell you thank you for this book. One, this consortium, they will teach them, say, where the president don't sign a book for share people. Second, they're not for make violence in Parliament 2018 and for respect the rule of law. And really, we say, best preferred government ever since 1961. Now, this government, they are responsible, they are caring, and they're still trying to fix the system. Where we see, say, the APC people, we see the last tenure of the past president, austerity was there. So the president can't take up from there. I don't have to rebuild the system. So they don't blame anything wrong now. Some of them are supposed to be the problems that we are seeing right now, especially the APC guys. So we're happy for the APC, and they can't teach APC system with them for the left for do of this consortium. Thank you very much. People in Nadenka with the service. For the census, it's kindly because the last census was not critical. Then the NDC will testify that.
Okay.
They just do it for them. So thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Yes, Doc.
Yeah. And as I can say, what thing this government they do now, they lead me in the wrong direction. And I think one thing we all will benefit from this consortium now for redirect this government. For me to take the right track, because we don't want to waste 2 years again. We don't already waste 3. You know, the issue about the census, the issue about creating new districts or new constituencies, don't say that the issue. Now the process.
The callers and just the coming. People they want for.
Yeah,
yeah, good evening. You never where they call from. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. You name and who's they call me from?
I call from Tembeton.
Okay, make your points.
Yes, I just want to call talking attention. Say, in a man who is in that statistics, they give me a particular number saying salon up to 7.1 million, right? When credible institutions like IGR or the census find out that number they don't reach, so that's number one. Okay. The census then demarcate, then get 2 more districts. Nobody not make mess about that. There was no protest, no riotous conduct, everything was normal and waiting they want. Then you don't just like go like you say, chief man where somebody can always have a chief person. If they go get you, if they vex, and see like that they exactly this APC party they do. They can't just say them go make shalom government do, and that's what they do. But we not see that's really wrong by the census. Not to government money, not to APC money, not to now don't know when they don't sponsor the thing. And because then she said the last one not credible, make them decide for sponsor and not get the credible one. So I'm not seeing no that why the ABC they go and make noise this or that. Let them sit down, let the census happen. Then after that, if not any flaws then they get, who can decide them for anything. So I just want to let Doc and team the whole MPs let the census continue.
Thank you very much. Yes,
yeah, I'm going to allow me for
yeah, definitely.
The issue is not about whether or not they want to create new districts or new constituencies. Now the process where you need for follow, and that process this government don't breach completely. That process the next Sierra Leone will follow, and they don't demonstrate, say because they not follow the process, they not go even able to do it in the proper way. If they want for do it the proper way, there are certain steps where you not able to circumvent, where you not able to bridge, you get for follow up. Like the cartographic mapping is very key. If you not do a proper cartographic mapping, there is no way where you go able to know how many enumeration areas that you need, and we're going to make you know how many people that you get for training. You know, there's no way where you go do census if you not get questionnaire, if you not pilot them, if you not see them. So these are the issues. And the issue about the IGR, the report, vis-a-vis the census report, what are the basis? IGR don't do census as alone. What are the basis for the figure? This is a figure will come out of a process where everybody be accept, and that is the population, and not the APC population, the Sierra Leone population, and the applicable to any way they call it. And for say not to government money, you're unfortunate. For say to some people money, you're unfortunate. Every money we then donate to this country, now money allocated to the people of Sierra Leone, and the people of Sierra Leone get the responsibility for know how to do that. Even the corona money, when they use 50 fats or so, people have to be held responsible. Just because now donors that they give the money, not justify for make they use that anyhow. People have to use it in the way in which it was meant to be used, and as all people have money. We need the census when it is due, and really if you follow electoral calendar, this census, even if they do one, is not supposed for get any effect on the electoral calendar for 2023. Because we don't already past that time day. By now, they will begin to prepare for the elections next year for local councils and for the elections in the following year for the parliamentary presidential elections. So we not even know why they rushed into all of this, because they will not be able to achieve which they have to achieve through this census. So rather, when they use the time, make them prepare properly, so that we all consult, we all own the process, and we make sure we get a credible census where we all will be happy with.
Okay.
I hear the last call at the top.
Hello, yes, good evening. Your name and who's the call with from?
Yes. I call for Brookfield.
Okay,
I
make it point quickly.
IGR, what that political civil society should be. Now the other topic that they were steps house of them when it's an inwardly in a political party representative.
Okay.
And the other issue about it again, please give me time because we get small experience as that.
I don't think we give too much time.
The institution where they for pay attention to again, where they for depoliticize now statistics here new. When one regime comes, they pull one person with the head that regime day. When the other regime comes, they come for carry revenge. We know exactly the chairman when they are playing the deaths that we get for such people there. We know how they command and we know now when they come what's in that reaction. And we know what therefore one the political party therefore try to put forward now for them to try to depoliticize some of their institutions, because their institution isn't an LMC. Look like what you few people in the passive say now and that's how they are people, they now look what it is that we do. So it's very, very key. I want to say that this consultation for the people.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Tony.
Yes.
From the PMDC angle, what's going to be the benefits? Because time.
The benefit, the message will be peaceful.
Okay.
And move on with one voice, with one mind to development.
Okay.
Few days from now, 60 years.
Yeah.
What is that to come about?
Okay.
We're total blackout. Then we'll get water. With the basic things in. If we don't do this assessment, we will know what is for as they want. Census, by constitution, the president get right to call for census. We will not advance to the census. We will not get the census bill or the census idea is correct. The cyber crime bill is correct, but it get flaws. The decentralization business, things that they say we good, but now they were bad when they lead you to one party system or one party state. Now we did against, and this consortium, you know about one political party. And we address people that from many those who inside that course, that meeting, who the church whistle, you know. But we have to be very fair, sincere, and honest with this country. The benefit where PMBC will get, where we want to see, now for me, Chris Ryan go before.
Okay.
We don't need BM for way too long.
Okay.
And the decentralization bill when they pass, or when I don't say they go pass and this now. Because the parliamentary committee on local governance, we don't go meet with them, we don't write to donor partners. There are good things in the bill,
okay,
in the policy.
Okay.
But the bad one there, where you want to decentralize local council elections.
I still not go for this call. Yes, you name. Good evening. Your name and also the call we from.
Yeah, I will call from Aberdeen.
Okay, make your points quickly.
Yeah, the point where I want to make is that that Nigeria ANDC, one level look for this free education. Every people in life are we have calling the not with school fees up. With school fees don't go up. Then the life are we say that education. The money where we not get paid as school fee. Now what we are talking about in school. Then I go add now university. Doing everything them we pay 2.5, 2,500,000. But now we pay back that. Now we pay 3,800,000. Can you imagine? The time when we the secondary school, they pay 30,000 for term, 90,000 for year. If you pick up fail, that money now 540,000 for 6 years to time the fee.
Okay.
Now that money they now they use they go add pounds to fees and university. This them now full and full.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's all. You don't get your point. As we run out of time, this is going to be your closing courtesies. Even as we approach 60 years in the next 2 to 3 days, I go on for make even as we close in seconds. Give hope to Sierra Leoneans. They really listen we and watch we.
For Sierra Leone, all is not lost. All is not lost. Although we don't waste time, people they don't fool this country. They don't fool people. A lot of things go for benefit, not the benefit. And the last nation, this is not Africa or West Africa. We don't get nothing for right about for 60 years. Government don't come, government don't go. Bo and the south and the east within darkness. We don't get good drinking water. People don't speak English. They make projects. The money that are radio money that boku, you know they reflect at all. But this their policy what they bring, I want to be Papa government with all fairness to them. Will not mean bad for them. Let us see the interface that we discuss. When you talk with political opposition parties, doesn't mean the idea that they give you, now you for. But now we synergize, now come together and brainstorm. We be understand saying the president of this country, now list the president. But I think you don't bend the rules now, because you don't write several. They say one talk with you.
Okay.
Your ministers or people that were they send with responsibilities, they do disservice to you. They don't lie to you. They don't make you don't lie. Say Bo go get light, the south go get light or interrupted, the east go get light. They don't get 6 monthly, past 4 times. That's over 2 years, 4 months. Will not get light, will not get sustainable light. If you don't compensate people enough, I beg, put the right people in the right place. Not take any one of we from the consortium.
Okay.
But let there are people in Sierra Leone we can deliver that will bring expatriates from other countries.
Okay.
We don't waste time too much. But all is not lost. The consortium is not an alliance, not a coalition. Okay. But we they come together with like minds for the good of the people. The people's mind, the people's will, and the people's power. Now we they play with, and we know how to toy with the emotions. We stand for what will be with the appeal. The embassy happened last week, few days ago. Now State House, they not happen again. Mr. President, if you listen, we get audience with we. Give me time, 1-2 hours, then we talk. Let we interface. We will help you. Because we help you, we will help Sierra Leone. It don't matter whether Mr. Leone go before. What it matter, let Mr. Leone grow from who say we don't go. Okay. We can use that platform as a coalition, as a springboard for let the government go and do the work.
Thank you. Producer don't make say we don't run out of time. But anyways, I want to tell una thank you we una join me this evening the studios for let we bring this program come. Now, well, that's so I got the cuttings of today's program.
I thought we have 7 minutes.
It's already 9 and
the producer we've not given our closing statements.
Yeah, sorry.
I have a very, very profound message for the people of Sierra Leone.
Okay, in seconds.
Well, me fambula wale una no say, especially the one that within the southeast, una all don't see for 3 years. We don't hear this government and they talk no more. They say they not talk and do. For 3 years, we don't hear the talk, we not see the do it. So una no say all that struggle for vote for a party, we don't go na power. Today, they go na power, you go say, this person will not go jump na street. In Peking don't turn ambassador na Kenya. This one and brother don't go na as a name na. So na nepotism, it don't go beyond tribalism. Na nepotism in the practice right now. So 99% of we know the benefit out of this government here. So from Kenny Makaila, Umbo, you name it, all sides. So at the moment this day we come together, we put our forces together and elect a responsible government, the National Grand Coalition come 2023, and put we into power, law, rule this country, and fix the problem of politicians don't create.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I'm not going to be able for it because time actually not enough for this discussion this evening. I say and so I did got the cuttings of today's program. Thank you to my sponsors, NGC Women in the Media USA, NGC UK and I, and the strong support locally where we don't get, where we don't put hand together for make this program the mituna. And to me guest them this evening I'm at the studios, Dr. Richard Conte, just met Suma and Mr. Sunga. I want to tell you thank you again. We wanna join me this evening term. Anyway, the time is now. Actually, time is now. And push, don't camp and shove. Dr. Doman, I'm in name, so we meet back next month. I say tata.
Yes, subscribe. You always the watch we program them, but you not subscribe yet to the channel. All wait you get for do, press this red subscribe button, and then you come over here and press this bell. So the bell option, press this one with all. It don't done. It no get for cost you anything. When you do this, na sign for show say you the support we for make we do more. Thank you for we do help we for share this program. Yeah, God bless you.